This is the Disturbing the Peace podcast with your hosts, Justin Lanero and Ruben Stanford.
It is week one of the NFL season. Haven't talked to my boys in a little bit, and I'm eager to speak with you men. Rue, what's going on in East New York?
It gave me East New York, Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Yo, East New York is good. All the five boroughs are doing good. Everything is all right in New York. It's back to school time. How's things with you? What's up, Mitch?
Yo, what up? Good to be back.
That's right.
Yeah, man, it's busy. It's that time. And the summer is gone. Enjoyed it. You know, the kids are back in school. Easton's in kindergarten. Violet will be in preschool again. You know, it's about interacting. It's about getting some friends, being able to accomplish small tasks.
Right.
You know, little kids.
Listen, you guys are fortunate to still have the little ones, and you're going, doing the back to school and walking the kids to school and dropping them off, doing the drop off. That's dope. That's what being a dad is about. Being able to have cherish those small moments, those little things.
100%. Mitchell, you busy out there? What's going on with the school situation?
Yeah, definitely getting rolling. Today was day one of fifth grade, which is the final elementary. Yeah, the final elementary school year. The stakes are elevated right now. The stakes are elevated. But it's good. I mean, it's actually interesting to see just the way the game changes over the years. I mean, I see these kids coming into school with a little bit of anxiety. I mean, they used to just be totally present and chill. And now that you can see they got a little bit of peer pressure, just feeling like they got to perform and keep up appearances. And
okay,
it's just interesting to see that. And then at the same time, it's like it's come full circle because there are kids in her class who she started school with in pre-K. And now I'm seeing them in her fifth grade class. And
right.
It's like, I can remember it like it was yesterday, walking her into that pre-K class for that first time. And here we are.
Time flies.
Yeah, they were little people. Now look at them. They have adult-sized teeth in their mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's dope. Well, my guys are off. My little one is, like you said, we're at that middle school level. He just hit sixth grade this year. That's exciting. He's looking good. William went back up to school. He's at Lake Placid, so he's hanging out. He was excited to get off. So we were, as a family, we had this kind of split up, go different ways in order to get this task accomplished. But, I'm just excited for them. They're both actively involved in the school, going to the school, taking leadership roles. So this is going to be exciting to see what this sixth grade year looks like and what this 10th grade high school experience will be. New York City!
Yeah, you hear
a little bit of football.
Yeah.
Oh my God. A little bit of football going on, Roof.
Yeah, football is good. I've been betting. I've been doing a lot of college betting. I took advantage of a lot of the NFL preseason. NFL preseason betting was really good to me. I played heavy with Baltimore Ravens. I covered every time, week 1, week 2, week 3. I didn't play week 4, but I cashed in. So I'm in the black, feeling good. Played a lot of college football this weekend, which was good. I got some money on the line this week. And I got some of my best bets that I'm rolling with. I got Green Bay Packers tonight. I teased it. So I teased it a little bit just so that I could break even. I got the Green Bay Packers beating the Bears. I took that as a +9. And, I'm out here trying to wheel and deal a little bit. I'm on the FanDuel and the DraftKings. I used our promo code, which is Peace. If anybody's listening, we're using the DraftKings. We're affiliated with DraftKings. I play all of the platforms, and I'm really just excited that football is back. So if you are listening, this year with us, this football season, I'll be giving you some of what I do out here as far as betting when it comes down to betting. I can't say that I'm the best handicapper or anything like that, but I do like to dabble in the game. So if you guys are interested in reaching out to any of us and shooting us a text on shooting us a tweet on what's our favorite picks for the week, or if you need Justin to hit you with some tips real quick, we got that for you.
Yeah, I don't want to be bothered by anybody. I'll tell you guys a quick story. I was real quick before we get into shit. I was approached last week by somebody on Twitter, and they were like, "Do you do draft consultations, like in drafting?" Like, I said, "Yeah, I've done it before. Coach people up, tell you who to draft where." And he said, "Can you help me out Wednesday?" Meaning yesterday. I said, "Yeah, man. How long you need me?" He said, "A couple hours." I said, "All right." I said, "What kind of league are you talking about?" He said, "It's a high stakes league." I said, "All right, I'm familiar with that. I have some friends that play in high stakes fantasy leagues." I said, "What's the buy-in?" And he said, "Oh, it's 25,000 to buy in, and it's $100 a ad. It's $100 for every waiver wire edition. It's
Oh my God.
the side first place. It's a 12-team league. First place gets like 175,000.
Nice.
So I was a consultant, even though shit didn't really go the way I wanted it to go. But the whale makes the decision, so whatever. I was happy to help, and I was happy to be asked. But it's just
those are big boy stakes there.
there was some. They were from your neck of the woods.
Okay.
Well, Wall Street and shit. So it was crazy.
That's Mitch's clientele.
Yeah,
that's right.
Mitch is rubbing some shoulders, but. Yeah, it was wild, but it's good to be back with you, man. It's I love you guys, and well, let's get into it, Mitch. I mean, what is breaking?
Yeah, no doubt. Well, speaking of New York City luxury, the not so luxurious news is that a man was killed in an elevator accident. This is like, as they say, every New York City resident's nightmare is stepping out of an elevator innocently enough, like you would any other day. And then, the mechanism just fails and crushes you. And that's exactly what happened. This guy, Samuel Waysbrand, was exiting the elevator. He was the second passenger to exit. I guess one guy exited safely and successfully. And then, I didn't see the video. There's a video. I just
my God,
to watch it.
Oh, it's
I'm not
ghoulish.
watching it. You saw it. Okay, so, I imagined the whole thing happening like a guillotine, like it just slamming down and severing him in half. But the way it sounded was like he was sort of like half stepping, like he balked and just didn't know like whether to come or to go, or like, it's got to be a confusing moment, right? Like you're in the elevator and the elevator doors open. One guy steps out and then it's like the elevator starts moving down and like your brain is telling you, oh, I should hop out of this fucking elevator. Like this seems dangerous. I'm about to go down an elevator car with the doors open. I've never done that before. So his brain probably just reacted and tried to step out, but it just wasn't, it was the wrong time. And anyway, the residents of the building have started like a rent strike. They're not paying rent in protest because I guess this building has had elevator issues all along. And
right.
That's a bad look.
Well, I think it just creates all kinds of anxiety inside of myself. Like I'm talking about trust issues now with elevators. New York City, we have in some of these buildings, the elevators consistently drop and jump, and sometimes the doors open, sometimes they don't. They skip floors. Like I work in a building where we've had several officers go out on medical leave because the elevators have dropped. A few stories, a few flights, and it's just like, yo. Can you imagine the amount of therapy that the individuals that remained in the elevator have to have?
Oh my God.
Like the video in itself. Oh my God. The video in itself is like, the type of person that I am. When I'm watching a video of something like this, like I got my hand over my face. And if you can just imagine, I got like my eye, I'm peeking through my fingers, trying to watch the video. And it's like, oh my God, this shit is going to make my stomach turn. But all I could think about was, Lord, if I was in that elevator, all I would be doing is screaming. I don't give a fuck what nobody else would say. It would be utter bitch. It would be, I would be, oh my God. They would be thinking I got hurt. the paramedics, EMS would come in and be like, "Sir, what's wrong? Where you?" Oh my God, I'm in shock for life. There's no way for fuck a wrench strike. I wouldn't be doing wrench strike. I would be in therapy. I would be trying to get my mind right. I'm sure I'd have cold sweats every night. And this is the type of shit that these are the things that nightmares are definitely made of.
Yep, like a horror movie almost.
Oh my God!
You know?
Basically,
It's bound to happen though. You have all these old buildings. I would think that, you know, there's only so many inspectors to upkeep the laws and maintain the codes and everything, and you're going to have faulty shit. There's going to happen, especially in a place like New York City, where who knows when the last time it was checked out, right? So, but you're right though, Rubach. And I would be sick. I would probably black out. The poor bastard. What a way to go.
Terrible. And this is why, and just for the record, I mean, I talk about law enforcement, and I know people, you know, have heard me talk about police officers and things like that. But this is a prime example of why firemen get so much fucking love. Can you imagine what it must have felt like when the people were rescued from the elevator, when they saw the first fireman and they extended their hand to them to get them out of there? They probably could. The men, everybody wanted to jump into the fireman's arm. Like, you just gotta love firefighters. And at this particular moment, man, I would just be clutching my pearls, holding my chest as I'm heaving and hyperventilating, trying to figure out what the hell did I just watch? Did I just get out of an elevator where half of a body's man still stuck in the elevator?
Ooh.
So I might.
Shit like this happens all the time worldwide, I'm sure.
But my condolences go out to his family, which I'm sure they are going to sue. But you know what also was interesting was that I read a lot of articles. You know, I could not find the brand name of the elevator or the manufacturer.
Hey, that's interesting. I mean, who knows how much they had to pay?
Is that payola?
And, well, you know, and I'll leave it at my last piece about this, because, you know, Justin touched on the inspector thing and the building age. Like, first of all, this building was known as a luxury building, and second of all, look, I don't give a fuck. This is New York City, Manhattan. The taxes are so high. These elevators should be inspected so regularly that this should never. I mean, come on, man. And I've actually talked to people who are so-called in the know, and they're like, the elevator inspector guy is like a joke, basically. You know, he's just putting that signature, photocopying on those permits, and they just slap him in any old elevator. So
that's right.
You know, they had
money talks.
Here it is.
He's got another one to go to, and then the shit hits the fan. And sometimes most of the time, it takes something like this for it to happen, for people's eyes to open and be like, oh, well, you know, instead of being proactive, they're more reactive.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, Andrew Luck called it quits at 29, gentlemen. Wow. You know, and this was a guy that was drafted to take over for Peyton Manning. And it looked like it was going to happen to a degree. You know, he recuperated from an arm injury last year. And
he had an amazing rookie year. He had an amazing rookie year.
Yep. 29 years old, though.
He looked like he was on his way to be the heir apparent, to be the superstar of the league that everyone thought. He was considered the most perfect quarterback to come out since Peyton Manning. So that was that's an accomplishment in itself.
Like, and likable.
And he was a can't miss number one pick. Very rarely do those guys come along. And you know, Andrew Luck really is going to finish his career. That draft class, I believe, is Andrew Luck, Robert Griffith Jr., and Russell Wilson. And it's clear that Russell Wilson has had a better career out of all three of those gentlemen, even though you got to say that the Redskins ruined RG3, and I got to say that the Colts ruined Andrew Luck.
They did. You got a character for an owner in Indianapolis. But this is going to open up when something like this happens, and we've seen it with Barry Sanders, who's the greatest I've ever seen.
Yes.
You know, he rushed for 10 years. He preserved. Tiki Barber kind of did the same thing too.
Calvin Johnson.
They preserved their bodies, All right, and that physically, because a lot of these guys have surgeries. Look at Gronk, and Gronk's out of the game too. But he'll have lifelong ailments. Now, a guy like Andrew Luck, I think you got to take your hat off to him. And he was. I can't believe they booed him and shit. That's disgusting. But the guy's got a degree from Stanford. He's still in one piece. Who knows what's going on in his brain from all this CTE stuff? I mean, I think there's a level of respect that now it's going to set the organization back, but from a man-to-man, you got to look at that and say, hey, wow, the guy walked away, something he's probably been playing since he was 5, 6, 7 years old, and now he can go pursue something else. He's got more money. He set his family up for generations. I can respect that.
When to me, I looked at Andrew Luck. First of all, Andrew Luck came from money, so. Yeah. Right. I think at some point he just got some good advice that said, "Yo, it's not worth it."
It's not worth it.
Yeah, with the amount of injuries that he suffered over his career, I mean, it was the craziest thing that it seemed like the Indianapolis Colts knew they had this wonderful specimen of a human being and quarterback, but yet they refused to protect him. They spent no money on the offensive line.
Up until recently. They're good now. They're a good one Russia.
You waited till the man had no spleen and a shoulder injury, a quad injury, a knee injury. He was banged up from head to toe, and he just couldn't take it anymore. You could see it in his face that he was happy that he was back last year. But he also cried and you could tell it almost felt like it was his farewell tour. If you look back at it now in hindsight, you go, wow, he was on a farewell tour. He had a great season, but he said every game, every presser, the thing that he kept saying was, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just thankful for this opportunity one more time. I'm just, I found the love of the game, and I'm appreciative for the time that I'm here. And it just felt like those were the sound bites that you just kept getting. And so it's no surprise that Andrew Luck retired, but I do think that it might be a new trend, though. Like, I think a lot of guys, even on the defensive side, we had Pat Willis a few years ago, retired early. The linebacker that replaced him, I can't remember his name, but it was the linebacker, like he was 20, like Chris Borland or something like that.
It wasn't Navarro Bowman.
Yeah, but there was a couple of guys. The guys are going to play. They're going to cash. I think they're going to start cashing out earlier. I don't know.
My brain. I want my brain to work when I'm older.
Right.
I want my body to work. I don't want to be in a wheelchair at 40. I got money. And then you got guys like Tom Brady that he's not even the breadwinner. He just wants to keep playing and playing and playing.
Right, absolutely.
But he's an old dog, probably old set of ways.
I just want to play the devil's advocate and pose this question. I respect the decision. I get the logic. What about the timing of this decision?
Yeah, the timing was piss poor. I don't like. I will agree. Yeah.
I mean, let's think about it. He knows that any given Sunday is an injury waiting to happen, which means another cycle of rehab and prehab and post-rehab and, So, I mean, he knew what he was in for back when when the Super Bowl was happening, last year. So, like, why wait till 2 weeks before kickoff Sunday?
Well, he just has to give us 2 weeks notice.
Right.
That was his due diligence instead of doing it in May.
Yeah.
But big up to Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett just got paid.
Well,
so did Brian Hoyer, hilariously.
Yeah, he got a nice little extension there. That's cool. But when I look at this is where we are in the NFL right now. We start looking at money. We start looking at players. We look at what the accomplishment of the players. Now, Jacoby Brissett got $15 million a year. He's getting paid $5 million less than Cam Newton, and Cam Newton's getting paid $15 million less than Kirk Cousins.
What on earth?
And so what are we gonna do when a guy like Patrick Mahomes and Baker Mayfield steps up to the table, and what happens?
You give them a blank check. You write their number down.
Do they get partial ownership? Do they become part owners?
That'd be the smart move. Smart move.
Yeah, it's the discrepancy in money is. At this point in time, all you got to do is be halfway competent. Nick Foles is getting paid. They just want.
Yeah, the quarterbacks are the only players in the NFL that do not have to haggle over salary, what they will be compensated. They're the only ones. I mean, their money, the market is set. All they have to do is go in and say, well, Kirk Cousins got paid this. Matthew Stafford, nobody even talks about him. 4 years ago, he had the highest paid contract, and every year it just continues to escalate, and it really doesn't even matter about your production. We're at the point of Dak Prescott is about to get an extension, and what is Dak?
He's a game manager.
Right, he's a game manager. So basically, a guy like
he's
Dak,
confident though. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah,
just don't fuck it up for us, you know.
Right. So that's where we are with that. But Andrew Luck, a guy that I mean, he boo-hooed. I thought that the fans were disgusted. I thought they were what I think most fans are, and oftentimes is that fanatical.
Exactly.
I own you mentality.
Exactly.
Their
true colors came out. When and I think it's a bigger bit. It's bigger than that, because when something happens like that, he's done a lot for your terrible organization, and they found out that he retired, and then you hear all the boo birds come out. Now that says something about where we're at as a society too, because instead of cheering him on, you're booing him. So all that anger is just spilling. If I was there, I would be booing. Like, what do you mean booing? Now to Mitch's credit, the timing, we're week one. We're watching week one right now. So the timing might have been a little delayed, but he doesn't owe you. At the end of the day, I don't owe you shit. I mean, I gave you a little notice. It is what it is. We can set up the finances.
I didn't take any snaps all preseason. I didn't get in the way of Jacoby Brissett. I gave everything went to Jacoby, so he's your guy now. Be happy and let me go off into the sunset.
Yeah. People show their colors, Rube. When shit like this happens. I mean, I was thinking on my way to work today, you can almost tell, by somehow you guys know I got into an accident the other day. Some girl.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, how's things going with that?
I'm having a pissing contest with her. You know how that goes with the insurance companies. But I got a statement from the cop today. He was like, she admitted guilt. But we're gonna play that game. I haven't got an accident ever, and I haven't got a ticket ever. And then I get hit by a 20-year-old, and I'm asshole of the year. And but anyways. I was trying to be diplomatic and solve it out of.
You're like
pocket.
a Boy Scout. You've never gotten in an accident.
I drive like a 90-year-old man. My old man used to say, "If you're in a rush, you should have left 5 minutes ago."
Wow.
I mean.
Thank you.
But the fact of the matter is, what I was saying this morning, I'm driving to work because I'll drive Miss Daisy. I don't give a fuck. But you got people blowing by you, beeping the horn. You could almost tell these Trump people nowadays. I could tell a Trump person just by the way they drive and their aggression. You for real. I'm not even bullshitting, trying to be dramatic. You can tell some of the aggression that these people have. I can know you for a couple of minutes and think about your views because of
True.
I mean, for real. They blow by you. They're beeping. There's all this anger. I don't have that shit. I have rainy days, but I'm not angry.
Right.
And anyways. I think when Andrew Luck did and the boo birds came out, it's real. It's sad just to see that happen. But good for him. Good.
Right.
Seemed like one of those goofy bastards that you can get along with, likable.
Oh yeah.
I
mean, listen, anybody that can sit around and sport a neck beard the way Andrew Luck did, man, more power to him.
I'm rocking one right now, baby.
Hey.
I gotta. My girl's a weirdo, so sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But
all right now.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey, listen, you gotta do what you like. You say you're pleasing. As long as you're pleasing them, man, you take care of your woman. You're doing the right thing over there.
That's it, baby. Look at next on the agenda. Fantasy football week 1 teaser. I'm footballed out. This is my show. This is our baby. But I did.
Right.
This is the 3rd podcast today that I've done. You guys can't do shit at 3:00. So 3, 4:30, and then we gotta collectively hook up every week. Consistency is something that I vowed to strive for with us. But anyways, Rube, week 1 is here. What do you got going on in fantasy land? I mean, what do you got for me?
I mean, I took your suggestion. I did some best ball, which was good. I think that the best thing that I can say about the best ball was that I took guys like James White, Deshaun Jackson. I took a lot of flyers. I got a couple of Travis Benjamins in there, and guys that are just like really, to me, like volatile, that you never know when they're going to do anything. And then with my league, I actually drafted last night. So I drafted this is my most fun league. I got blasted. I was giving cats the business, but I'm high. I'm just really high on.
$25,000 buy.
Oh man, if I had 25,000, if I could play a $25,000 league, I would, man. That's how much I love fantasy football. But
And that was just the tip of the iceberg. That was just to get it. Great.
that was just to get in. I can imagine. But I love Arizona. I love guys like Kyler Murray. I just think that it's the time of the mobile quarterback. I think that they got shut out for years, and these little guys and fast guys are going to get it done. I think people are banking on Cliff to be more like Chip Kelly, when I think he's actually going to be more like Leach. And I think he's going to actually do some Andy Reid type things and get the ball to David Johnson. And I'm excited because people don't realize how amazing a running back David Johnson is. So if there's any teams that I'm really looking forward to watching play this year, I'm looking forward to watching Kyler Murray in Arizona. I got a lot of interest in offensively what Tampa Bay will do. I know people have been hyping up Chris Godwin, but there's some merit to it because all of these wide receivers this year, as you can see, they're going. I think this was the year that everybody did we were told that you can do this zero running back, and all you had to do is get all the wide receivers early. But now the main guys like Odell Beckham, he's always injured. Julio wants more money. Maybe this was the year that you should have grabbed Nick Chubb, Leonard Fournette, and perhaps you should have just stayed in the pocket of the old school. Give me 3 running backs, 3 horses, and get the job done.
It's interesting that you would say that. You know my take, and I'm a pound wide receivers early and often, and that is not the way shit went down last night. In fact, pick 12, Dalvin Cook. Then on the way back, Joe Mixon. So there you go. And by the way, I love those two. I think they can both finish top 5, but it's not the way that I pursue things. And then Damian Williams Amari Cooper round 3, and then it was Damian Williams. So there you go. 3 bell cows.
Absolutely. And LaShawn McCoy signing did us all a favor. It brought Damian Williams down to a nice, respectable level where he needed to be all along. Yeah. And to me, what my best thing was, I did the same. I did the 3 running backs in the beginning, Mitch, and then I just went heavy on all second-year wide receivers. I got Dante Pettis. I got Christian Kirk. I have Chris Godwin. I got Tyler Boyd.
I love that.
So those are all my guys.
And that's the approach that I think was we were eager to attack yesterday.
Right.
But when you have that kind of money on the line, people were getting, like Chris Godwin went round 3. And he was, a couple months ago, he was a round 4 or 5 guy.
Right.
And damn, you want some Chris Godwin. And damn, you want some Tyler Boyd. And Dede Westbrook's another guy that I absolutely love.
Those were the two guys that I didn't get that I did like a lot was Dede Westbrook, and I do like DJ more too.
Yeah, Morris. Curtis Samuel is another guy that
he's New York product.
Yeah. As far as cash games week 1 on DraftKings,
okay.
In our circle, he is based on the price and the spread of that game with the Rams at home. Are you going to pay a little more for DJ Moore? Curtis Samuel, we think, has the same capabilities. I think he's a safe play week 1. Curtis Samuel, we love that Carolina Panthers. It's nice to see Cam Newton not just having to lean on Greg Olsen, who's healthy, by the way, and to have a cast of young, athletic wide receivers around to be in Curtis Samuel.
Let me ask you this. Did you guys make sure that if you played, that you made sure you stayed away from CTE Antonio Brown?
Yeah, he wasn't even I do have some exposure to him because you were getting him in the third round a couple months ago, but
Okay.
I don't even know where he went last night.
Ooh, is he about to get a buyout? What do you think, Mitch? He's going to have a buyout? Then they're going to void the contract? Or is Bill Belichick about to walk in and strut on down and grab Antonio?
And it would be Gordon and Brown on the ends. I mean, that would be devastating on a cataclysmic level. I don't know.
And Julian Edelman in the slot?
Ay.
Yo, you know the flat? Man, that's Boston right there. That's Justin. You guys will be living on top of the world. You know, Belichick would be the last stop for AB, and if he couldn't make it in New England, he might be out of the league.
Yeah.
Yep. Isn't that the truth? But hey, before we go to the health beat, Rube, you gave me some credit today on Twitter. You were like, you might be right. Is that what you were referring to when I was?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You called it. I thought the guy was just all about playing for the money. He was playing a little wacko. I thought he was, doing the blonde. I mean, the blonde mustache and the blonde eyebrows with his What was the movie that Demolition Man? I thought he had a Demolition Man Wesley Snipes look going on, and I was like, oh, he's just playing those Steelers. He's just playing them like a fiddle. But his actions have been quite peculiar, and it is either the money or it is the amount of.
It's deeper. It could be deeper. He's singing that. What's that cowboy song video I sent you? Easton likes.
Yeah, Lil Nas.
He's dressed. He's bouncing around wearing cowboy hats, and you thought it was an act. I see something deeper. Like there's something wrong, and we can talk about this next episode because I know we got to get to the health beat. But it just hasn't stopped for Antonio Brown, and the question needs to happen. Well, a guy with all the money in the world, seemingly normal. Wow, he's a good-looking guy, but on maybe some form of untreated mental illness. And I hate to speculate, but I'm going by what the fuck I see. And I don't live with him.
Or either he's just a fucking clown.
Yeah, exactly. Rube, and there are certainly for sure. But some of these behaviors,
I got my money now, and I can tell. I watched the show, and I thought it was interesting. I never heard this line before. He said, "What's the point of having fuck you money if you never say fuck you?" That guy may feel like, you know what? I've been dying, and I always wanted. When I was poor, or when I had to stay humble, I couldn't say what I wanted. I had to, suppress my voice. I never could be who I really wanted to be. And now that I got this money, I'm just willing to tell people, fuck you, when I feel like saying fuck you.
Right. All right. Well, let's touch on that next episode because I think it's important. And we have talked about mental illness.
Yes, we have.
And I think that's, some of the behaviors are in line with mental illness, but not just mental illness, maybe untreated mental illness. And that's a major issue in this country we're facing right now. And because we're intertwined in society with a lot of people that have these issues and are not being treated. So basically, and I've said this before, you have tornadoes essentially with legs.
Yes.
And the same stores on the same roadways in the same schools as our kids.
In your own household, in your family.
Exactly.
People are dealing with a lot of particular issues that you have to orientate yourself as well once you're around somebody that has some stuff going on because they trigger you and you trigger them.
It's like the booze, Rube. It's like just like the booze, Rube. I had to come to a crossroads and say, hey, there's help available. Do you want it? If you don't want it, then none of it means anything. But there are avenues to get better. And unfortunately, I'm going to be an alcoholic for the rest of my life. Now, that's just the brand on me because I'm a drink away from being where the fuck I was close to 7 years ago. However, there are meetings, there's medication if need be that some people take. There's sponsors, there's literature, there's videos, there's counselors, there's avenues to get better if you want to get better. Anyways, Mitch, what's the health beat?
Yes, sir. Well, right along the line with, not missing diagnoses and missing the opportunity for early intervention, which can be the difference between life and death for most people. I want to touch on something like that right now. I know like a lot of the times I'll talk about the things we can do to have a fit and fiddle exterior, you know, in the musculoskeletal domain. But what's going on under the hood is equally as important. And I was thinking about how a few years ago I lost a family member to colon cancer. And, you know, I mean, it's a very common cancer, and it's one of the leading causes of cancer death in the U.S. And so it prompted me to actually say, you know what? I know I'm 20 years ahead of schedule for this, but I'm going to go see if I can get myself a colonoscopy and get screened.
Really?
You know,
Okay.
yeah. And you know, I learned a lot in the process. You know, first of all, unless you are over 50, your insurance probably won't cover like a routine screening. So what my gastroenterologist advised me to do was to tell my insurance company that I was actually getting the procedure as a diagnostic test. So if you indicate that it's a diagnostic test, like they're actually diagnosing a problem versus a preventive screen, they'll cover it fully, which they did. I paid $0 out of pocket.
Okay, I will use that.
That's a key tip for anyone under the age of 50 because preventive screens really aren't recommended yet. But here's the thing, too. More and more young people who I'm coming in contact with, either themselves or someone they know close by, has all of a sudden gotten a out-of-the-blue hammer stage 4 colon cancer diagnosis. And they're in their early 30s or late 20s. I mean, this is a group of people that never had to worry about colon cancer.
Right.
None of the risk factors, they didn't smoke, they didn't drink, you know, they're vegans, whatever the case may be. And they're coming up with it. So what's the causal factor? I don't know. I have my suspicions and I have my, you know, maybe conspiracy theories. We're not going to go in that deep dive right now. But back to the point, get yourself a colonoscopy. And, you know, the process is fairly simple. You know, they give you a bunch of laxatives, basically, that just cause you to evacuate your entire tube from, you know, ass to elbows. You're just totally blown out.
Okay.
And then they get a nice clean look up there with a scope. And if they find anything that doesn't look like normal colon tissue, they'll take it out. They'll do a test, and they'll let you know if you have anything to worry about. And then based on that, they'll let you know you're scheduled for screening in the future.
Well, I think that's important for anybody who, if you move around, you know that you're coming in contact with a lot of people that have cancer. Cancer is a killer. It sucks. A lot of people that you know either have had someone in their family that's affected by it. I'm going to definitely take that information. I'm going to take the insurance tip part, especially because it's difficult just paying for the things that you need to stay alive. It feels like you have to work so hard to play the system because the system is against you. Medical insurance, these pharmacies, these it just seems like it's a design system to keep you in poverty or keep you in a box where you can't even protect yourself and do something like preventative. Like, why do I have to wait until something happens to me in order to start receiving treatment? I want to stay ahead of the game. So I think that's the best piece. Out of all the things that you like you said, you've been giving great advice about how to take care of your exterior, but I think that little bit of that tip right there will go a long way, and I'm gonna run with that one myself.
They will. I have colon. Like my grandfather died of colon cancer on my father's side. He was 54. My doctor. I think you bump it up 10 years. So Mitch, you're on the ball here, and it's
all right.
It's something. So instead of me having it at 50, or what they recommend, I think I would have it at 40 because it's in the. It's in my genes. But Rube, you're absolutely right. I mean, these are things that precautionary measures that we would take to ensure our longevity. And then you're getting whacked in the pot. I've even heard like shit with like women nowadays, like their basic like gynecology appointments, which is preventive maintenance. The insurance companies they don't want to pay. You should be covered.
Right.
This is shit that should be covered. All right, man. This is good stuff.
Yo, hit them with the how you can reach us real quick.
Well, we are on Twitter. We're trying to grow on Instagram. Anybody that wants to run a dope Instagram account, we got T-shirts. You know, we're on Stitcher. We're on Google Play. We're on Spotify. We're on iHeartRadio, iTunes. Ruben can be reached at Real Sports Porn on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Justin Lanero. Mitchell Hurd, Strongevity on Instagram. Facebook. You know, we're everywhere, and we're not going anywhere. So, you know, that's what I got. And what is this, episode 14?
I think we had 17 maybe. 16, 17.
It's been so long, I can't even keep track of my own.
Well, let's keep it rocking. Let's keep it rocking.
No doubt, baby. I love talking to you guys.
All right,
We'll get at you next week.
Yo, everybody be good.